Create, Nourish, Move. We're here in Connecticut at my parents' house. We came a little bit south from Canada because things were starting to get too chilly. There was some snow and ice expected, and we just wanted to stay warm. So this week's weekly challenge, you might know, is to favor warm liquids above ones with ice or cold liquids because it helps us to digest our food better. It helps us to keep our digestive fire, or in Ayurveda or Sanskrit, Agni, high, so we can assimilate any of the food that we put our body into energy without creating toxins or bloating or feeling lethargic. So right now, it's cold outside, and we want to favor warm foods that are heating to the body and that are fully cooked. So sometimes we hear that raw foods are better because we get more nutrients, and that might be true. They might have a higher nutrient value, but if we put them into our bodies and we can't fully digest it, we don't actually get the benefit of those nutrients. So I find when you cook the food, we can better break it down and digest it without any upset stomach, indigestion, and we can feel more energized after we eat. Plus, it's warm. This time of year, I'm not attracted to eating like a salad or some cold foods or crackers out of the box. I really crave soups and stews and things like that. So I am going to make a couscous bowl with some fall vegetables. So right here I have butternut squash, some broccoli, some onion. I'll also do a tempeh for the protein. So what I did is chopped all the vegetables up. I'm going to roast them. So I really love roasted vegetables this time of year. And it's so easy because you can just chop it up and add in all the spices you want, put it in the oven, and it'll be ready to go. So I added in for spices some rosemary and thyme, a little bit of sage and nutmeg on the butternut squash. My dog's crying. I guess he's hungry. All of this food talk is making Pinto hungry. And I cut up some onions, added those in. On the broccoli, all I put was some nutritional yeast and a little bit of salt and pepper. And I sprinkled some dried cranberries on top of the butternut squash. So this is going to go in the oven. I'm going to turn the oven up to 400 and preheat. So I'll do that now. Then I'm going to make some tempeh. I already chopped it up. I like to minimize the amount of dishes I use so I can reduce my water usage, and it's just way easier to clean up. So I chopped up the tempeh and I put it in a pan with what I want it to marinate in. So it has a little bit of cooking wine, some coconut aminos in liquid form. So it's like a soy sauce, but it's made from coconut aminos. It's gluten-free and really good. It's a little bit sweeter than soy sauce. I put in some freshly ground cumin and a little bit of olive oil. So that's going to sit for a little bit, and once we're preheated with the oven, I'll start to saute up the tempeh. This is a tahini and lemon dressing that I made. So it has tahini, lemon juice, a little bit of maple syrup. Tahini is made out of sesame seeds, so it's also warming for this time of year. Fall cooking dip. So this time of year, we need to redirect our energy for the season by lifestyle choices. So we should favor warming or cooked foods over, like I said, raw or cold foods, but there's other things that we can do as well. So as you might know, if you follow our channel, food is not just what you put into your mouth. That's food, but I like to think of that as a secondary food, and your primary foods, the more important foods, are actually what you take in from all of your sense organs. So this can be the way you interact with people. You might be trying to find more warming interactions this time of year. So that's actually a reason we're here at my family's home. It's going to be Thanksgiving here in the States, and it's a time to just be together and value more those heartfelt connections. So that can be a nice warming thing to do. Also, warming oil. So I love to put warm oil on my skin, actually cook with it and put it on my skin. So you can use a sesame oil. That's a heating oil. And in my retreat, Back to You, there's a little bit more that goes deeper into that about how you can use it for a self-oil massage. You can even do it with fruit, so it doesn't just have to be vegetables that you cook. I notice if I eat like a raw apple this time of year, I feel bloated and not so great in my stomach. But if I cook it and add in some spices, maybe some cinnamon and nutmeg, it tastes way better and I feel better as well. So remember, this time of year it's important to balance the elements outside by what you put into and on your body. So that can be your foods that you eat, favoring warm and cooked foods, favoring warming spices like cinnamon, nutmeg, cloves, warming oils like sesame, and just staying really present to feel what your body's asking for, because this concept of Ayurveda and working with the seasons is actually really intuitive. So what your body's craving and what you're asking for might be what you actually need. There's so many flavors to try, and everything that you make ends up so hearty and nourishing because we're working with root vegetables, and the things that grow this time of year are really more grounding and earthy. So thanks for checking in. Stay warm. We'll have a cozy yoga video ready for you on Saturday morning. And until then, stay wildly well.